Capture is an underutilized feature of ProPresenter 7. During COVID-19, when I was pre-recording our weekly services each week to then turn them into the live stream, I would get together with a member of our teaching team and they would deliver their message to the camera while I sat on my phone. Then I would go home and in the editing process, I would rewatch the entire message to add sermon notes. It took me a while, but I eventually realized I could save so much time by utilizing the output capture feature in ProPresenter. I began to record this output as I clicked through the slides while I was watching the sermon happen. This was game-changing because now I just had to align the first note, remove the green screen, and all the sermon notes were ready to go. Hi guys, my name is Nathan from Crazy Amazing Designs, and in this Streaming with ProPresenter series, we've been on a journey. We followed a set of guidelines to make our sermon slides uniform and looking great. Then we set up sermon slides with a new process and added macros that we created to get the proper audience look applied to each output. Just look at the beauty we have created together. If you are live streaming with ProPresenter, then you can use the capture feature to send your output to the web. It's pretty simple. Click live in the top right of Pro 7, then capture settings. Several settings can be adjusted from here before you begin capture or start streaming. I'm going to choose disk and then save to my desktop for easy recovery. The source is the most important thing. We can pick up any audience or stage output to record, but we don't want to accidentally record the stage display, so I always like to confirm this before clicking Start Capture. We're going to choose Stream Out Layer as our source, then select codec, resolution, and desired frame rate. All of these settings can be adjusted. If your goal is to stream from within Pro 7, then choose Resi or RTMP. Resi will ask you to log in to configure the broadcast. RTMP will ask you to add a stream address and stream key. Then you can select some of the same settings that we just did. For us, instead of streaming, we're going to record the output of ProPresenter, then edit the output capture to the sermon video in Premiere Pro. This is the third task I need our Pro 7 operators to do each week. So number 3, check settings and start capture before the gathering each week. Then when the gathering is over, the operator can then stop capture. I want to mention here that I have actually set 2 alarms on my phone to confirm the capture started and then to copy the capture file to my computer before I leave. Now, I'm going to make sure that I'm intentional about not being like, hey, we need to make sure the capture started, my alarm went off. I don't want them to know that I'm trying to do a backup of them. I want them to be doing this on their own. So I'm going to get them rolling, but this is just my safety net. So audio is the last big thing to talk about before we hit record. It's also the thing that I'm really excited about in this video. Do you know what scratch audio is? The goal of recording this stream out is to add sermon notes to the video I posted on YouTube. We're going to talk about that when we take that file into Premiere Pro for editing in the next video. I'm going to need to align, when I get into Premiere Pro, I'm going to need to align this capture with the rest of the camera and audio sources. But this capture has no audio except that sound that is coming from the output of ProPresenter. That's not helpful. So what we're going to do is we're going to change that. Scratch audio or reference audio is recorded for the sole purpose of aligning to other sources. You might have an event where the broadcast mix or multi-track mixdown will ultimately be the main source of audio for the project, but each recording camera also has its own audio being recorded. This is used to align all of the footage from all the cameras to that mix. Each audio recording will have a different perspective in the room, but since it was recorded in the same space, it will all align together. More importantly, this causes our video to align together. When we record each week at the Way movement, the camera has scratch audio from its built-in microphone, plus I run an XLR cable to it with the broadcast mix. The switcher is receiving audio from the same broadcast mix. Then there is the output capture from Pro 7. So by default, the output capture will record audio being played out of ProPresenter, but not any scratch audio from the room. So fortunately, due to my friend Cody, I have a solution for this. Cody suggested I do some routing magic, so I took a look and I realized this could definitely be done. Go to Pro 7 Preferences or Settings, then click the Audio tab. At the top, change the channel count to 3. This will make sure that audio from Pro 7 won't play out into your sound system. Click on Routing under Main and make sure nothing is selected in Pro Channel 3. And now go to the Input tab. We're going to create a new audio input and call it Mic Scratch. Select the source, activate the input, and select On, which will keep this input on for Channel 3 no matter what. Now in that same tab, we're going to click Routing. We're going to disable the audio from 1 and 2. This will also ensure that the audio won't play through ProPresenter through the sound system. Now back in Show, we're going to click Live in the top right, then Capture Settings. And under Audio Routing, select Channel 3 as an input. This is only a left and right mix, so let's add Channel 3 to the left and remove the Pro 7 audio in Channels 1 and 2 from left. I think this is so cool because now we have scratch audio being recorded onto this capture output. I have an idea to turn this scratch audio into audio we could potentially use. I always like to record a backup audio source. So currently my primary audio I use to edit these sermon videos is an XLR input to the main follow camera. And for my backup, I'm recording the output from the video switcher to a ProRes file. This is a terrible backup that I hate using, but it's convenient and most weeks I get to delete it. With this new trick, I'm gonna switch my backup to being the capture on the Pro 7 iMac. Obviously, a mic on an iMac isn't the greatest backup, so I'm gonna run an XLR cable from the QL5 console to the audio interface we already have connected to the iMac. Now back in Preferences or Settings, Inputs, instead of using the iMac microphone as my scratch audio source, I'll use the audio interface input 1 coming from the broadcast mix. I think this is so cool. I think I already said that. But please like this video if you found this as neat as I did. And if you really like to follow this content, please subscribe to the channel, like the video so you can see more of this stuff in the future. Thank you so much for watching. I'll see you in the next one.